welcome back to the Game Engine series, everybody. Okay, what are we doing today? Well, we're going to turn our triangle and make it a rectangle or a quad. And why? Well, I want to explain index buffers to everybody. So that's the goal of today. It'll be a pretty quick video. There's not very much code, but I want to show how we can leverage index buffers to just reduce the number of vertices that we're rendering. So what's the goal of an index buffer? Well, the goal is to reduce the number of vertices we're rendering, because if you think about a rectangle, it's just two triangles, but they share an edge. So we're going to use an index buffer to make sure that edge is not double rendered. Hope that makes sense. I'll go into a little bit more detail in the video, but yeah. Right before we jump into the code, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's here. I really appreciate all the views on the last video, all the comments, likes, all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the content. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I just posted a video of 5 reasons to learn Zig this year. I hope you enjoyed. It's been my best video so far, so I just want to take a second to appreciate all of you. But yeah, so let's just dive into the code.
Okay, and we're back in the code. So just to recap what we did last time, let's just run our code. And we have our triangle. It's not perfectly centered in my screen anymore because I am on a different monitor. So if that's happening to you, we will fix that in the future. That's okay. But if it's still centered, great. It doesn't really matter for us right now, but will be something we fix. And looking back at our code. Okay, so like I said, index buffers. So what is an index buffer? Well, it's just a way for us to specify which vertices go where. So we're going to go from a triangle to a quad this episode. So let's just start by writing what these vertices and indices will be. So I'm actually going to change this a little bit to just be something like this. And I know I think I said it last episode or whenever we wrote these, that's easier to write like that. Well, I was wrong. So I'm actually going to change this a little bit and just type in these indices. It'll take a second and I will speed it up. Oh, and it actually needs to be like this. Okay, so we have our vertices here. And now we're going to just write the indices the exact same way. And this will make the next episode a little bit easier for us. So we'll do 0, 1, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. And these will represent the first triangle, and this will represent the second triangle. Perfect. Okay, so now just like our vertex buffer, let's do the exact same thing for our index buffer. And why it's saying, or why I typed EBO here is because in OpenGL, they call index buffers element array buffers. So that's something you'll commonly see, but I'm going to stick with calling it index buffers. May called element array buffers at times. It's in some of the code, so that will happen, but just want to give a heads up. So now let's go over and bind. I think some people were asking for bigger code. So I'm going to do that. Apologies thus far. So let's do buffer or bind buffer, GL bind buffer. There it is. GL, and like I said, GL, it's element array buffer this time and element array buffer. So now let's do buffer data to bind the data, and same thing, element array buffer. And this time, size of F32s, we have 6 of them in there, 6 indices, and the rest are all the same parameters. And we did, oops, one sec. Size up, there we go. And we did increase our vertice count. So we're actually rendering 6 vertices. It's just that we use the index buffer. Okay, so just a quick break in this video. I was going over the next explanation of mine and I didn't think it was very good. I think I kind of mumbled. I don't think I did a good job explaining it. So I'm going to just try and walk through more of a visual example. So let's just get into that. So I'm going to draw an example here. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to render a quad, right? So let's get that. But what is a quad? Well, it's just two triangles. So we see we have the two triangles, and now we have the points. So we'll have like 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So what our index buffer is doing is it's telling you, based off the points that we give it, that's our vertex data, because we have the entire quad of points. So our index buffer is going to say, okay, so we're going to render, if you remember, our draw elements is saying we're drawing triangles. So our index buffer is going to tell us to draw 0, 1, 3, right? So that will draw this quad. And the second number of indices is 0, 2, and 3. So we're doing that. I actually think in the code it might be a little different than how I numbered it, but I hope that makes it clear. Okay, now that we've done that, I hope that explanation makes sense. Let's go over and we're going to change draw array to draw elements. And still triangles, but this time we have 6. And GL, we're doing unsigned ints as the type, and pointer from int is 0. Okay, and if we've done everything correctly, try and run it again. And there we go. We have the quad. So again, the shaders don't change. It's still just interpolating the color based off the points. So we can see we have a nice rainbow quad now. And that's it for today. So yeah, like I said, we took our triangle, turned to a quad. Hope you all got there. Hope you all enjoyed it. And I hope the explanation was good. Tried to put a little extra in than I have in other videos to just try and explain it better. I know it's been a lot of code, so hope the explanation was good. Now looking forward to next video. It's going to be a little boring, but for me it's fun. Hope you find it fun. We're just abstracting code. Because right now, if we look, all the OpenGL code is just in a run function. That's not what we want. We want OpenGL to be abstracted away. We want the ability to bring in new renderers in the future, or new graphics APIs, I mean. So yeah, so that's next episode. I know this was short, but I appreciate it. Just one reminder, I'm streaming development live on Twitch. That link's down in the description. I also started Discord. That link's also down in the description. And yeah, I hope you have a great day.